Neal Brennan's Unacceptable. Not that Neal Brennan himself is unacceptable. His latest stand-up special is titled Unacceptable. So for those of you who may not know, Neal Brennan is a stand-up comic. He's a writer, co-created the Chappelle Show, has written on a bunch of other shows and movies. Half Baked, for example, he created with Dave Chappelle as well. He's a director, directed a bunch of things, including a Nike commercial, or more than one, where one of which at least I know Kobe starred in, which as you all know is one of my goats. And I covered Neal's 2017 stand-up comedy special, which was his first stand-up comedy special. It was named Three Mics. And when I spoke about that special here on the Spun Today podcast, I said then, still mean it today, Three Mics was that year the best single thing that I consumed. The best single thing that I saw. That includes TV shows and series and movies and other stand-up specials and music, everything. Podcast, you name it. It was so dope. So when I heard of this new show that Neal was touring, I was excited to check it out. But at the same time, kind of like cautiously optimistic, because I set the bar so high myself. You know what I mean? Based on Three Mics. And he was posting like he was taking like pictures with fans outside of the theater where he was running this new set, and like a bunch of famous people were going to watch it, including other comics like Chris Rock, Todd Barry, actors and actresses, Tony Hawk, Natasha Lyonne, etc., etc., etc. The show was initially running for 6 weeks only, but it was doing so well they booked it for an additional, I believe, 6 more weeks. And it was also an opportunity for me and my wife to go out, have a little date night, which, you know, during COVID times and having 2 kids at home now, one of them being, well, now 1 year old, not really a newborn. But with all that going on is now like few and far between. So I was really excited to go check this out. And with all that said, with all that build up, I am glad to say that it was fucking awesome. It was such a dope follow-up to Three Mics. You know, you feel that kind of like sophomore slump, if it exists within comedy, and just having like such high expectations for it. I'm so happy with the experience, and Neal just knocked it out the park yet again. First of all, the theater, shout out to Cherry Lane Theater in downtown Manhattan, which has been around since like 1923. It's on this like, not exactly cul-de-sac, but like this rounded corner block that it's like very picturesque. It literally looked like a fake street like set, like on a movie or a TV show or something like that. You know what it looks like from the show Friends when they're not when they pan that like actual building that's in the city somewhere, by the like coffee house, but like when they're standing outside by the fire hydrant and stuff like that, like walking by the coffee house, like that corner, that like rounded fake looking New York City corner. That's literally exactly what it looked like. So much so that I think they shot that there, like all those scenes. It's a really, really cool block. Like I took a couple pictures of it. Other people were thinking the same. I overheard somebody saying, nobody lives in those buildings. These shits have to be fake. Like it looks so like pictures perfect movie-like, you know? And it's a small, intimate theater. I don't know how many people it holds, and I'm, you know, bad with like estimating and stuff like that, but I would say 150, maybe 200 people. Like it was really small and intimate, which was really cool. One bummer to the experience, which I guess is just more so chalk it up to like a testament of the times, you know, COVID times and shit that we're in, is that everyone had to wear a mask throughout the entire show. Everyone in the audience, that is, obviously not Neal. But that soon melted away. Like the thought of that, because the show was so good. You know, since this was a live show, obviously that I went to go see, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be like recorded, and we'll see it one day like streaming on Netflix or HBO, wherever Neal decides to go with it. I'm not going to, you know, spoil like any of the jokes or anything like that. Plus, it's not like when I'm watching like a show at home and I have the ability to like pause or like jot something down on my phone and stuff like that. At a live show, I'm not going to be like whipping on my phone. But what I will say is that it was really funny. It was engaging. I love the set design, by the way, which I guess I'll give a piece of this away. It's like really minimalistic. It's like a blue background, like the lighting, and had kind of like a tic-tac-toe kind of board in the back center that was created by an artist friend of his, which he speaks about. And each piece, picture like the X's and O's, instead of X's and O's, it's like one piece is a microphone and another piece is like a block that's in the shape of the money bag emoji, et cetera, et cetera. And he, throughout the special, he interacts with the board and he tells you different stories based on what each of those blocks represent. So that was like a pretty cool touch. And it was really funny. And the reason why I gravitate most to Neal is his introspection. He is, and there was a lot of this within Three Mics as well, very engaging, very funny, and just has like that precise, objective clarity and awareness of himself that folks seem to have or obtain post therapy sessions or post doing something cathartic that helps reveal to you aspects of yourself. At least that's how it seems to me as the audience from the outside looking in. And amongst like all the different subgenres of comedy, that emo-ish kind of in tune with yourself awareness style is definitely amongst my favorite. So I definitely recommend it when it comes out. If you guys didn't have a chance to see it live, definitely when it comes out and is streaming, it's definitely a high recommendation from moi to you. Neal Brennan's Unacceptable, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out.